Harness digital platforms for good, not division. President Tinubu tells young media influencers as First Lady Olureni meets Taiwanese envoy to advocate digital technology.
Your generation has understood this moment, but as this influence grows, so too must our collective sense of purpose and responsibility.
Activities marking World Breastfeeding Week begin with focus on strengthening systems at all levels.
It protects the child against infection and all manner of allergies and diseases.
Federal government receives report on boat mishap prevention. Minister of Blue Economy seeks collaboration with state governments.
We will study the recommendations closely and act where policy adjustments on institutional collaboration are required.
Hello and welcome to the Network News on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani with stories making waves and updates from across the nation. Tonight's lineup is fire, and joining me live are Hingino John Adams from Lagos, bringing the latest developments changing the game. Maria Ado Zakari with business news that's got everyone talking. Maria, what's affecting our wallets?
Well, the federal government is about to roll out non-interest mortgages for everyone.
That's great. Badi Adeleye with sports highlights. What's happening, Badi?
Well, Naja, after overcoming Cameroon in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Women's Afrobasket, Nigeria's the Tigers are getting set for their Senegalese opponents on Saturday in the semifinals.
And we look forward to the details, Badi. Thank you. Do endeavor to follow this newscast live on our website, nta.ng/live. And do remember that NTA News is on X as NTA News Now. Do follow us. Our other social media handles are displayed on the screen. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild ride, beginning with tech trends. President Bola Tinubu is urging Nigerian digital media influencers to use their platforms as instruments of national progress, fostering unity and not division. The president said this while addressing Nigerian netizens at the Progressive Digital Media Summit in Abuja. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports that the summit's theme is unveiling the central role of new media in national development.
Members of a progressive family, mostly from the digital media space, relishing the moments of an interface with their leader. He is their proud brand on the nets. Phones up, capturing the moments, and these netizens busy tapping and typing away, hitting straight on the net highways. This is what they do, and since the 10 years of the successive APC administrations at the national level. But then, with current realities of fake news and the surge of AI-generated content, the progressive digital media family are here for house cleaning.
Divisive content is rampant. Deepfakes and artificial intelligence generated content are increasingly used against political opponents. Posts are driven by clicks, not by truth or accuracy. Misinformation spreads 5 times faster than official corrections.
This event is just not a conversation. It is a call to action, a call to policymakers, educators, entrepreneurs, technologists, and every citizen who believes in the power of self-government. Let us unveil not only the role of social media plays in national development, but also responsibility we all share in shaping it for the greater good.
President Tinubu has seen the different sides of the social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and so cannot underestimate the opportunities therein.
Reducing conventional barriers to participation in politics and enabling broader representation of those who would previously have gone unheard. Your generation has understood this moment. You are using digital tools to innovate, to educate, and to demand accountability. But as this influence grows, so too must our collective sense of purpose and responsibility.
And the responsibility of the youth, whom the President described as the most important national asset, is to nurture the country's unity, progress and development with their skills while leveraging the strategic investments he said his administration has made in digital infrastructure and broadband expansion.
I urge you to continue using digital platforms as instruments of national progress, but you should build business that employ others. Create content that uplift those around you. Use your influence to foster unity and not division.
While protecting the interests of the citizens in this space, the President says the government will as well not lose focus on ensuring cybersecurity of the nation. From the State House, Musbao and Wahab, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Taiwan has renewed its willingness to collaborate with President Bola Tinubu towards achieving his desire to turn the nation's southeast region into a technological and industrial hub dubbed Taiwan of Africa. The chief of Taiwan's mission to Nigeria, Andy Yinping Liu, restated this after an audience with First Lady Oluremi Tinubu at the villa. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Even without a formal diplomatic relations between Nigeria and Taiwan, the two countries have leveraged a memorandum of understanding signed in 1990 to facilitate trade exchange, which stood at about $400 million at the end of the first quarter of year 2024. Eager to expand the trade volume, the two countries are exploring new grounds in health, education, and technology. The focus of the Renewed Hope initiative in some of these areas, empowering women and the youth, is one of the main attractions for Taiwan's chief of mission in Nigeria, Andy Yinping Liu, during his visit to Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, at the villa.
I'm glad you are here. And
welcoming him back to Nigeria after his first stint in 1993. The First Lady praised the enthusiasm of both countries to scale up trade and cultural relations.
So Taiwan is not something that is strange, especially regarding trade in Nigeria. And we know we've been, very good partners, especially in our bilateral trade relationship. So I'm really glad you are here, and
So we would like to provide our expertise, our know-how, and our model as a valuable reference for Nigeria. And because the President, His Excellency President Tinubu has said it in 2022, he would like to make the southeast of Nigeria become Taiwan of Africa. Not just Taiwan for Nigeria, though. So his vision and his ambition will really honor us.
At a closed-door meeting between the First Lady and her guests, the seed for a proposed collaboration between RHI and the Taiwanese Trade Mission in Nigeria was planted. In the State House, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
We're talking transportation next, and the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, is pushing for stronger collaboration across the country's transport sectors to build a safer, more efficient system. He made this known at a major stakeholders workshop in Abuja, organized by the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. Correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
Inside this ball, transport leaders from air, road, rail and water converged under one roof, united by a single goal, safety. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo didn't mince words. He described transportation as the lifeblood of nation's economy but one that must flow without risk to lives and property.
An accident on a railway can disrupt supply chains that rely on air cargo. A marine casualty can affect inland waterways linked to road transport. This interconnectedness demands a multimodal approach where collaboration is not optional but essential.
Nigerian Railway Corporation for data.
From maritime to rail, from road to inland waterways, top players in Nigeria's transportation system echoed the call for teamwork, in line with the theme of the workshop, strengthening transport safety standards through collaboration.
By working together, we can identify gaps, share best practices, and build resilient safety mechanisms that align with international standards while addressing our unique national challenges in Nigeria.
With Nigeria's government pledging more funding and policy support, expectations are high that this workshop will mark a turning point in transport safety. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Similarly, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to giving priority to the safety of citizens on waterways, with an appeal to state governments to complement efforts and policies aimed at addressing mishaps on the nation's inland waterways. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, made the appeal in Abuja when he received the report of a 16-member federal government special committee on the prevention of boat mishaps in Nigeria. Chukwunonso Mwabwezi reports.
The bid to forestall the recurrence of tragic incidents on Nigeria's inland waterways necessitated the constitution of this special committee by the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy on the 27th of February 2025. 5 months after inauguration, members of the committee are here to submit their report comprising 6 chapters of detailed analysis of current operations, regulatory gaps, design standards, institutional capacity, as well as a proposed comprehensive plan to enhance safety and oversight.
The federal government may consider the establishment of a coastal guard for the enforcement of extant rules and regulations on the inland waterways. Establish a national policy on design and types of boats permitted on Nigerian inland waterways and on coastal waters.
This report will serve as a foundation for immediate and long-term reforms. We will study the recommendations closely and act where policy adjustment or institutional coordination are required, in line with the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The ministry has taken steps which we have begun to see encouraging signs of improvement in public awareness and operators compliance. This report is yet another product of that strategic decision.
It is expected that appropriate follow-up actions will be taken by the ministry to ensure the implementation of the committee's reports. Chukwunonso Nwabweze, NTA News.
And still on providing solutions, the Nigerian Correctional Service is digging deeper into reformation, this time through farming. Controller General of Corrections Sylvester Mwakuche is seeking the support of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to enhance farm training and productivity of inmates. Victor Azu reports.
The Controller General of Corrections is on the move again. This time, he is visiting the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security with productivity, the agenda. With about 20 farm centers across the country, the service is hoping to scale up rehabilitation by equipping inmates with tools, inputs, and modern farming skills.
Some of the farm implements and equipment we have are now moribund and they are old. How can you be of help to us to see how you can help us to revive our farm centers and to also help in the sustainability of food production?
He says agriculture remains a vital path in their non-custodial services, giving inmates not just activity, but purpose. The Minister of State, Senator Sabi Abdullahi, welcomes the idea. Much more than farming, he says, it is about inclusion.
We will work with you to see how we can develop programs that will enable the training of your inmates along those programs. Because we want people to know that farming is not just you carrying hoe and cutlass and going to the bush. We want to see farming as a business.
A joint committee has now been set up to advance the collaboration. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has appointed Air Vice Marshal Sadiq Ismaila Keita as the new Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, Bayero University, Kano. Air Vice Marshal Keita replaces Dr. Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna, who also serves as the Federal Housing Authority's chairman. The president made the change to enable Dr. Gawuna concentrate on his position at the Federal Housing Authority. Before retiring from the Nigerian Air Force, AVM Keita was Director Strategy at the Defense Headquarters and Chief of Defense Transformation and Innovation. We're taking a short break now. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more exciting updates after these messages.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodima's leadership has turned manifestos into reality. Transformations that feels like a mirror. Meets peace and in Imo.
And more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Now, baby-friendly is a term Nigerians will be hearing a lot as World Breastfeeding Week for 2025 kicks off today with a lineup of activities to create awareness on the importance of the healthy practice. This year's theme, Step Up for Breastfeeding, Etiquette and Support, focuses on strengthening systems which protect, promote and support breastfeeding at all levels of society. Hakimat Aliu reports that the week lasts up to the 7th of August.
Of research have shown that breast milk is nature's first vaccine, rich in essential nutrients and antibodies needed for an infant's healthy development. As the world marks Breastfeeding Week, health experts are calling for greater awareness and stronger support systems to ensure mothers can breastfeed exclusively for the first 6 months of a child's life.
It protects the child against infection and all manner of allergies and diseases. Make sure that we prioritize breastfeeding, both at home and at work, and to also inform policymakers that they should make conditions, conducive for mothers to breastfeed their children even while at work.
Amid common concerns about whether breast milk is sufficient for babies, a registered dietitian emphasizes that it provides all the nourishment a child needs.
Breast milk actually contains everything, all the adequate nutrients. It contains your carbohydrate, it contains your protein, it contains your fat, it contains your mineral, it contains your vitamins, it contains water.
Some nursing mothers also shared their experiences with breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding is very convenient. Since I had the baby, I didn't give him any milk or anything. I have full breast milk.
I did it for my first child, but for my second baby, I couldn't do exclusive breastfeeding for the 6 months, but I had to do it for 3 months. But the experience I had with my first baby, as in I appreciate it much more than the experience I had with my second baby.
Stakeholders reiterate that World Breastfeeding Week is more than just a celebration, but a rallying call to government, workplaces and communities to create environments that support mothers in giving their children the healthiest start in life. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Thank you, Hakimat. In a world where everything is going digital and the civil service is set to go paperless by December 2025, 2 of Nigeria's communication powerhouses, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and Galaxy Backbone, are teaming up to lead the way. They're consolidating on already existing partnership and forming new ones to meet set digitization targets ahead of time and build a faster, smarter NTA. Chimdema Ndubisi will tell us what transpired when the NTA management visited Galaxy Backbone in this regard.
2 like minds
taking strides to actualize federal government's digital transformation drive. Head of the government-owned ICT infrastructure agency, Galaxy Backbone, opens its state-of-the-art facility doors to show management team of the Nigerian Television Authority that it has reliable internet connectivity, cloud services, cybersecurity applications, and can support the largest television network in Africa in digitizing all its operations to improve its already rich and high-quality credible news and entertainment programs. The NTA is already patronizing Galaxy Backbone's internet connectivity. This visit is in sync with the one earlier made by the Galaxy Backbone management to the NTA to fast-track the task at hand, which is achieving paperless operations by latest October this year.
NTA could use our One Government Cloud, our electronic content management system, to digitize NTA and ensure that the DG and other management team can approve memos from anywhere they are in the world.
I'm highly impressed with what I have seen today. Already we have had a team of staff between the two organizations working assiduously to make sure that we meet our deadline. I want to also encourage those who have not made an attempt to streamline with the Galaxy Backbone, especially those in government. I think there is need for them to hasten to come over and see what we've seen and also take this opportunity for their own good.
This solidified collaboration will strengthen NTA's digital infrastructure and bring the news faster with greater clarity from a network that is at the forefront of modern technology. In Abuja, Chimdima Ndubisi, NTA News.
The Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, is urging the leadership of the Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union, RATAWU, to unite, work in synergy and build a union which will stand the test of time. This is when he received the new leadership led by Comrade Emeka Kalu at the NTA headquarters in Abuja. Dennis Temple reports.
It was a moment of camaraderie and shared vision when the leadership of the Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union, RATAWU, called in to see the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, and his management team. It was an atmosphere of mutual respect as these professionals from across the broadcast sector met with Dembos in what felt like a reunion of comrades than a formal meeting. The importance of unity within RATAWU was emphasized.
Now, there came a time when things got heated up and people began to look at themselves from various, trade groups, rather than looking at themselves as a union, one union representing common interests. The election came and it has gone. Leaders have emerged. So what is left for us is now to give full backing to the elected executive members.
For the RATAWU team, it was an opportunity to align their goals with the mandate and vision of NTA, ensuring that both organizations continue to grow together.
We have come. You've trained us. We've grown. We are here to take care of you. We are here to ensure that your name that is almost at the Ismo level gets higher.
We see him as a model, a mentor and a father. And with him and other fathers, of the union, we believe that a new RATAWU has been birthed.
The Director General earlier received an award courtesy of Asewaju Trumpet, a socio-political and grassroots support group championing President Tinubu's Renewed Hope initiative. In Abuja, Dennis Temple, NTA News.
Now let's talk state partnerships for development and taking agricultural revolution to the next level. Jigawa State is partnering one of the largest Saudi agricultural companies, Yasin Agro, to enhance the entire value chain in the agrarian space. The collaboration aims to also harness the vast potential of Jigawa's agricultural sector, making it a key player not only in Nigeria, but also in Africa's food security. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
The landmark development, Dr. Shuaibu Abubakar, representing Aliasin Agro Limited from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, has commended Jigawa State for its immense agricultural potential. According to the team, Jigawa farmers are among the luckiest in Africa as they have access to all the necessary farm inputs for excellent agricultural production made available by the state government. Governor Umar Namadi has expressed optimism that with the state's vast land and water resources alongside expert input from Aliasin Agro, Jigawa could soon become Africa's food basket. He highlighted that agriculture contributes a significant 46% to the state's gross domestic product, given its strategic advantages, including its vast arable land, abundant water resources, and fertile soil.
Our team that are experts have seen that, yes, if the modern technology is being applied, definitely Jigawa will be the basket of Nigeria.
We have all the resources that are available for farming in Jigawa State. And your expertise, especially in irrigation, I am sure if we work together, we can achieve our goals. In addition to revamping the irrigation facilities and improving the production, improving the quality, also there is need for value addition. We expect, in addition to you'll be able to set up some factories that will process the output for further export.
With such strategic initiatives in place, Jigawa State's agricultural future, the team said, looks brighter than ever, promising food security and economic prosperity for Nigeria and beyond. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Still on economic prosperity, Gombe State government is also advancing in renewable energy development, launching a 620 kilowatt small hydropower solar PV hybrid system using the dormant Balanga Dam. Nafisa Umar Garba reports that the project is expected to provide reliable electricity to rural communities with a long-term view of boosting economic activities.
The 620 kilowatt small hydropower solar PV hybrid system is a blend of hydropower and solar technology designed to provide clean, sustainable and uninterrupted electricity to off-grid communities across the Balanga area, hoping to promote agriculture and boost economic activities. The project, which would be executed through public-private partnership supported by development partners, is part of effort to diversify energy sources and reduce dependency on fossil fuel.
It will serve as a catalyst for the irrigation activities that the people of Balanga are known for.
Gombe State government says more renewable energy projects are on as part of its broader plan to drive development through innovation and inclusion.
Completion and take-up will be a watershed in the communities. The debate of this program at this time is apt, is germane, is necessary and indeed inevitable in our effort to develop.
For the residents of Balanga and its surrounding communities, this intervention marks the beginning of improved power supply.
It will boost our economic activities in the area.
Help the community in terms of farming or employment.
With the successful launching of this project, Gombe State reinforces itself as a clean energy development in the northeast. From Balanga local governments in Gombe State, Nafisa Umar Garba, NTA News.
Thank you, Nafisa. And now let's talk politics. North Central stakeholders of the governing All Progressives Congress, APC, have described the choice of Professor Nantawe Yilwata to lead the National Working Committee of the party as phenomenal after agitating for 2 years for the return of the chairmanship slot to the zone. The stakeholders were speaking during a special dinner session held in honor of the national chairman as a homely welcome after a week of his assumption of duty in the exalted office of the governing party.
Our party to continue to expand it. All of us in the National Committee will work together with you to ensure that we deliver on the mandate that has been given to us. having you and giving all the chairman, it means we are going to unify the country.
The national chairman, Professor Nantawe Ilwatda, says he does not see his ascension as a personal victory, but a call to duty, and promises to take everyone along, irrespective of zones and other differences.
To see clearly that all of us are prepared to work together in unison. And to me, that's the beauty of what I've learned this evening.
Stakeholders offered prayers for peace, stability and unity of the party under the leadership of the national chairman and success of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu beyond 2027. Where No One is Oppressed, the title of a book presented by philosopher, public servant and public information management expert, Dr. Joel Okochukwu Oruche in Abuja. Annie Daniels reports that the book addresses critical factors to nation building.
The 170-page book is captured into 4 comprehensive chapters, providing an in-depth exploration of the challenges of nation building in Nigeria. It introduces readers to the complex and interlocking concepts that shape the country's development, taking into account its rich cultural diversity and multifaceted religious landscape.
You need to create a national identity, build the institutions, that is when you strengthen the laws, and also the responsibility of citizenship participation, as how do you, as a responsible citizen, participate in governance.
The book reviewer, Professor Okechukwu, opines that having a nation where no one is oppressed is possible.
This book is very well researched. 2, it is a collector's item of national politics, and also a work for our political leaders and for those struggling to build a new Nigeria without first conforming or even understanding it.
The author, Dr. Joel Okochukwu Oruche, says the book is his humble contribution to nation building and national question as he comes to the end of his civil service career.
If you want to build a nation where everybody will be inclusively regarded as a citizen or citizens of Nigeria, we must do away with certain elements: tribalism, ethnicity, religious sentiments, impunity, and of course we emphasize the rule of law.
Dr. Oruche has several other books in his kitty. He retires as Director Information from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. In Abuja, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Thank you, Annie. Where no man is oppressed. Now crossing over to the Center of Excellence, Lagos, we've got Hingino John Adams live with the latest developments. Hingino, what's happening? Live with the latest developments.
The Nigerian government, with the support of World Bank, has expended about $2.2 billion on Nigeria Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus, otherwise known as NG Cares 1.0 program. This came to the fore at the revision of the NG Cares Generic Operations Manual for the implementation of Zero. Bolaji Akim completes the report.
The NG Cares is a joint program between the Nigerian government and the World Bank. It is an emergency response initiative targeted at mitigating impact of shocks on the vulnerable population. With about 17 million direct beneficiaries in the country, the success recorded by the program during COVID-19 crisis generated calls from various quarters for the program to be integrated into federal government policies to serve as a shock response mechanism for the vulnerable during crisis. This gave birth to NG Cares 2.0. While the former takes care of the post-crisis response intervention, the 2.0 is to build on resilience and emphasize on outcome.
When not only the lives of people were threatened, but their livelihood was also at stake. So this program was instituted by the federal government and all the states of the federation with the Federal Capital Territory. And the World Bank was then called in to please assist government in putting it together.
For each free operations, executors of the program in all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory are meeting to review the generic operations manual of NGKS 1.0 to fit into the modus operandi and execution of 2.0.
The NGKS 2.0 is a build-on to NGKS 1.0, but the focus is now more towards building of resilience and not recovery from emergency and recovery from shock. And then we also have more climate smart focus under NGKS 2.0.
Participants at the end of the review exercise will unanimously take a decision and put the outcome into operational development. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
And turning to security now, the Nigerian Army's continuous and realistic training is not just a necessity, but an obligation in addressing the nation's complex security challenges. This was revealed at a training for senior officers in Lagos. Lynn Leneke reports.
In recent times, the country has been confronted with various security threats, from terrorism, insurgency to cybercrime and border security, among others. These security challenges demand a robust and multifaceted response that requires nothing short of excellence from every soldier, especially the senior officers. Major General Henry Tafida Wesley, who represented the Chief of Army Staff, is not oblivious of the present era where threats to national security are no longer confined to traditional state actors or conventional battlefield engagement, but asymmetric threats, hybrid warfare, and other non-traditional challenges that demand more than just tactical responses.
So the Army considered it imperative that commanders and senior officers in the Army will continue to build their capacity to lead and command their soldiers in this complex environment that we operate.
To address these threats effectively, the representative of the Army Chief identified adopting strategies grounded in rigorous training, interagency coordination, and real-time adoption to new doctrines and technologies as critical in the face of rapid evolving security challenges. In Lagos, Lane Leneke, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Maria Adu-Zakari is standing by with business segment of the news after the break.
Welcome back to the NTA. This is Business News Now. High interest rates have over the years locked many Nigerians out of home ownership, but the federal government, through the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund, is countering this by offering single-digit mortgages at the reduced interest rate of 9.75, with plans for a Sharia-compliant non-interest option to expand access to Nigerians, including those in the diaspora. CEO of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Armstrong Ometakang, dropped the hint while speaking at a housing show in Abuja. He stated that through innovative financing, the federal government is poised to bridge the housing gap in Nigeria under a scheme designed for sustainable and wide-ranging impact. Dr. Takang described the 1 trillion naira SEC regulated fund as a much-needed, long-overdue intervention in the housing sector with real capacity to transform the entire housing value chain and deliver long-term impact.
You have to look at it from different dimensions. There is the demand side. How do you make sure that the houses are affordable and that people have access to mortgages that are cheap, that are long tenured and at scale, which is part of what MRIF is addressing. On the supply side, we need to make sure that we have enough liquidity for developers to increase the housing stock. So one way that the MRIF is working on is to provide offtake guarantee for developers to enable them have access to finances to develop and increase the housing stock.
It's a winning streak at the Nigerian exchange as the stock market closed in positive territory for the 5th consecutive session this week. The all-share index advanced to 141,263.05 points, reflecting growing investor confidence in the market. Trading activity remained vibrant with 34,488 deals recorded. Over 1.07 billion shares exchanged hands, valued at 26.85 billion, showing sustained momentum across key counters. The day's rally pushed the equity market capitalization higher to 89.37 trillion as blue chip stocks and banking equities continued to attract attention from institutional and retail investor alike. Analysts say the bullish sentiment has been driven by positive earnings reports and renewed interest from foreign portfolio investors. That's it for Market Roundup. The bulls remain in charge. Back to Nija for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Maria. Seems the bulls wanted to take over the airwaves. Now, dismantle patriarchal narratives which hinder women from attaining leadership roles in all spheres of influence, and the society will have better perspectives to handle challenges for the betterment of all. The consensus at a roundtable on the role of women in facilitating justice in the legal sector. Details with Momsu Damian Detti.
Rape, domestic violence, sexual harassment, harmful traditional practices, amongst many others, are some of the challenges confronting women at diverse levels. Addressing these issues with a view to supporting the women folk occupy critical roles in the legal sector to fast-track justice is the reason for this roundtable discussion by key players.
Yes, there have been a lot of violence against persons prohibition laws that we have, but Section 55 says you can beat your wife insofar as it does not cause grievous harm. Things like that are being challenged, but these were part of what we had in our laws. 42 subsection 3, it gives and it takes back. So in terms of legal and policy barriers, some part of the Constitution could also be seen as legitimizing discrimination. Some other cultural and societal factors that limit women's rights to leadership.
Let us make the institutions be ready for the women to get in, to thrive and to lead.
Tell them that they are able, and you will see them coming out of their shell.
Critical for national development, the women agree. Momso Damian Dati, NTA News.
Thank you, Momso. Away from gender issues, but somewhat related, the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria extends its profound appreciation to the Nigerian judiciary for its recent judgment, reaffirming Musa Muhammad as the executive president of the association. This decisive ruling marks a significant milestone in the transportation industry, restoring constitutional order and reinforcing internal stability. The association commends the judiciary's commitment to justice as well as the federal government's respect for the rule of law. It urges members to remain law-abiding and focused on peace and progress. It also reaffirms its dedication to upholding its constitutional responsibilities and promoting order, safety and efficiency within the road transport sector. Now to welfare of personnel. This topped requests by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, during an oversight mission by the Senate Committee on Army. The Army Chief is advocating for special funding which will cater for the accommodation of Army personnel. This is while receiving the Senate Committee on Army on a working visit to the Army headquarters in Abuja, stressing that it would do everything necessary to improve the welfare of personnel.
We want the resources to provide accommodation for them. So as we speak, the Army, I think we still have a deficiency of about 40% of our soldiers not being accommodated. Look at maybe how we can get special funds for us to provide accommodation for our soldiers. It's very critical.
We are hoping, by the grace of God, the Nigerian Army and Armed Forces should be taken out of the envelope budget so that they have more funds to ensure that what is required to provide the security for this nation is done.
In a separate but related development, the Nigerian military has emphasized the welfare of military veterans who sacrificed to defend the territorial integrity of the nation will always be prioritized. The chairman of the Military Pension Board, Air Vice Marshal Abubakar Adamu, gave the assurance at an interactive session with Military Veteran Association.
Basically, because of you, without the pensioners, without the veterans, there won't be the board. So that's why we feel that engaging all of you, representing all veterans, I believe we will hear your concerns, we will feel your pulse, and then we will take your message, the one we cannot handle, to superior authority.
Correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the interactive session forms major engagements embarked upon by the new chairman of the Military Pension Board. Do stay tuned for sports and more in a moment.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together.
Now let's join Bade Adeleye to serve us some sports news. Bade, don't swing too hard, please.
I'll try. All right, let's begin with beach volleyball. As the 2025 Under-18 African Beach Volleyball Championship is currently underway at Jabi Lake in Abuja with top young athletes from 15 African countries, including Morocco, Senegal, Ghana, and South Africa, fighting to become the junior champions of Africa and also seal qualification tickets to the 2026 FIVB Under-19 Beach Volleyball World Championships. Speaking ahead of the official jump-off in Abuja, President of the Nigeria Volleyball Federation, Musa Nimrod, expressed confidence in Nigeria's ability to deliver a top-tier event and reaffirmed the country's ambition to dominate the sport at the youth level.
I'm pleased to say that here we have an artificial beach volleyball court, which we had to get a good sharp sand, and we are pleased with. So far, the arrangement is fantastic, and we look forward, to have a hitch-free competition.
On the recent victory of Nigeria's Mariam Eniola Bolaji at the just concluded British and Irish Badminton Para Open in Wales has been described by the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, Francis Obi, as a product of renewed commitment from the player and the federation to break new grounds in the sport. Speaking on the latest achievements at the as well as the just concluded Para Badminton Championships in Abia, Obi revealed that the federation is not taking their foot off the pedal anytime soon, with preparations in full gear for the upcoming African Para Badminton Championships in Abia State.
The Abia State government has invested so much, and they've shown a lot of commitment to making sure that these two events coming up will be very, very successful. I would say Eniola's performance was quite a good outing. We are very happy, and if she's able to sustain this performance, by the time she plays the next two internationals, I'm sure we'll be able to announce that she has become the world #1. And that's what we are all looking forward to. And then, of course, the ultimate, we are looking forward to LA 2028.
And now to a bit of basketball as Nigeria State Tigers are one step away from the final of the 2025 Women's AfroBasket Championships in Côte d'Ivoire, with a semi-final clash with Senegal awaiting them on Saturday. The defending champions advanced to the semi-finals in Abidjan by defeating Cameroon 83-47, and of course they kept their title defense alive in doing so. The victory extends their unbeaten run in Africa to 27, dating back to 2015, while moving them closer to a record 5th consecutive title. Only Senegal has achieved Nigeria's current feat of 4. That does it on Sports Tonight. Let's return to Nigeria too.
Thank you, Buddy. We're rooting for the Tigresses. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's weather report.
Hello and welcome to your Saturday's weather forecast. Morning prospects indicates thunderstorms with rains in parts of Kaduna, Adamawa and Taraba states, while light rains are anticipated in parts of Plateau, FCT, Nasarawa, Benue, Ebonyi, Enugu, Abia, Imo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers and Cross River states. If you're in the southeastern inland cities and coastal belts, please take caution as these areas are prone to flooding due to already saturated soil and continuous rainfall. Now, into the afternoon and evening hours, most parts of the northern region are likely to experience rains with thunder, while the central down to the southern region, isolated light rains are anticipated, leaving parts of the southwestern states mostly cloudy. That's the forecast for Saturday. I am Theodora Itzum. Join us again.
The outlook is rainy and cloudy across the nation, so plan accordingly. And that concludes the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.